Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and spiders. Ooh, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Sorry, the spiders distracted me. I really forgot my intro there. Was that right? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust. Okay, yeah, that's it. I just had to recheck the script. Are we safe from the spiders? Oh, I see why there's spiders. I think that spider's still a little bit angry. Because they're in the shade of this big tree. Oh, there's two. Okay. Cobblestone, sand, Wolfie. Bye-bye. Oh, yep, here he comes. He's angry. An angry spider. And now he's friendly. I think. Yes. All right, we're safe. I can use a boat instead. Well, how's that for being distracted? You dang spoiler. You distracting eight-legged arachnid? This is episode 684 of Farlands or Bust for your Saturday, May 8th, 2018. Happy Cinco de Mayo. A holiday that is not as big in the primary country and culture, but has been appropriated by booze hounds around the United States. Oh, man. But yeah, besides that, let's grab more wool, because now we're obsessed with having much more wool than we'll ever need. Well, not than we'll ever need. We'll go through with this before the end of the season, probably, but we're going to do that, and we'll also bring you up to date on the charity for direct relief at farlandsbus.com. We are at $14,898.41. Another palindrome, thanks to Master Sword. 1489841. I appreciate all the continued support there. I'm feeling off. I'm feeling a bit off. There's some long, awkward pauses in my speech. It's because this is a live Farlands or Bust episode being recorded live on Twitch. Oh, I have too many blocks of wool. I mean, 2 stacks is one thing. 3 stacks is just too much. That's where I'm going to draw the line. I've been reminded by the live audience to get planks, so I am getting planks. But yeah, over at farlandsbus.com, you can keep up to date with our fundraiser, trying to raise $50,000, and I can't believe already up to 14, almost 15,000. That's great. It's great. I really do appreciate all the support, and even more so, well, the same amount, equal support and appreciation for those who donated just before I went live here on Twitch. I will get to those questions first as a little bit of a bonus for those in the live audience here. Got some questions with donations, much appreciated. Hold on. I just noticed I'm running low on torches as well. Let's do that. All right, are we all good now? Do we have everything we need, Wolfie? Can we continue? Except a half a heart. I mean, I guess I can eat one of these golden apples. No. Yeah. farlandsbus.com. Raise money for direct relief. Much appreciated. Let's just dive right in. I don't have too many anecdotes. It's been nice. It's been nice weather out. So it's really distracting me from that. At the end of the last episode, I'm like, May is the month that I get on top of things. No, May so far has been the month that, oh, it's 70 degrees outside. Let's go for an extended walk. Juno, I almost said Wolfie. Let's on May 1st go on a 11-mile hike. And then we posted a vlog about it. So technically I was working, right? But yeah, May. is the current month. You're welcome for being updated on that. We got a question here from Cone. Speaking of somebody who just started out May on top of things and productive and just full steam ahead. Cone Dodger asks, do you have any go-to things you like to do while sick with a cold that you wouldn't normally do on a day-to-day to pass the time or to just feel good? Cone sick. That's the joke behind. Oh, I thought it was about the bulldoze over the side of that tree. I'm trying to think. It's been it's been a while since gosh darn it. HC Justin has ruined that phrase for me. As well as many others. It's been a while since I've been like properly sick. When was the last time I was sick? I didn't get sick after PAX South. Oh, look at this big holy Moses and his Velcro shoes. Look at look at all these wolves. This is a big pack of wolves. 8, 7, or 6. I can count. They're all moving around. It's difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wolves. 8? Is that the 8th? Who are you? Ah! We're at the dog park. Ah! A lot of wolves. Wolfie's enjoying his time. Woo! They don't eat pork chops. As opposed to Juno, who's very interested in dogs and really wants to go and give them a thorough sniff. But the moment they take interest in her and try to sniff her or anything like that is when the gloves come off. But where was I? Oh, I was answering Cone's question about being sick. I don't think so. Just because I think mainly the only way my routine changes is that I don't do like outside things, or like I obviously won't go hiking because the vast majority of my time anyway at home is spent in front of the computer, so I probably just spend more time on the computer. I'm trying to remember when was the last time I was like sick. I've worked when I'm sick. Ooh, look at this staircase. Spooky. Hello? Mr. Marbles? Okay, gotta go. So long. Not investigating that any further. So yeah, this is really... I'm sorry, Cone. You were very excited about getting this question and then asking it, and I appreciate it. But I don't think I do anything different. I drink tons of water. You're specifically asking what to do to pass the time. I guess instead of streaming, I probably watch more streams. Yeah, I guess I'm just more what's the word I'm looking for? Not passive. The opposite of active. Sedentary. You're a super... Yes, I'm a super boring sick person. I'm a super... I represent that resemblance. I'm a super boring healthy person, too. Don't you forget it. Yeah, I don't think I do anything different that I would call, you know, what is, are you like self-care? Is that the thing? Like, oh, if you're not feeling well, make sure you do these things that elevate your mood. and pass the time and are health conscious. I don't sleep a lot either. I'm not one who can nap even really when sick. I don't know, I've not been properly sick in a while. When was the last time I was sick? You guys would remember more than me, honestly. Was it... Did I get sick at the Minecraft Marathon? Mindcrack Marathon? Or after it? I know I was sick during the first one. Like, during it. I don't think I got sick the second one. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep. How do you... New question from Cohen. How do you not get sick? I limit to an unhealthy degree my contact with other human beings. And awakeness. And sickness. Ooh, You were sick right before PAX South. I was? I apparently switch off the memory centers of my brain and just completely forget anything related to being sick. I don't even remember that. A mildly annoying cold. Oh yeah, where I wasn't even sure if it was a cold or if it was allergies or whatever. So anyway, I think this is probably like the most interactive I've been with the chat while recording an episode of Fartlands or Bust. So let me try to reel it back for those watching on YouTube or on the podcast, because they might be a little bit confused. But yeah, that's that answer. Maybe a bit. Dravir asks, how do you feel about penguins? Xavier's not included. How do I feel about penguins? I saw some penguins at the Seattle Zoo the other day. They're all right. I'm very curious. This is probably taking it much further than you want. I'm very fascinated by science, evolution, that sort of thing. Like, one of the most mind-blowing things I learned in biology class, or was it biology class, or it must have been some other sort of, like a geologic history class or something like that, is that, like, I never thought about it before, but obviously there's mammals, and then there's fish. is basically, in the animal kingdom, to simplify, the two, you know, you either breathe through lungs or you breathe through gills. I never stopped to consider that ocean mammals, your dolphins, your whales, even things like sea lions, walruses, mammals developed and evolved on dry land with their lungs. So whales and dolphins essentially came out onto land, evolved into, I think, kind of wolf/bear-like creatures, and then they just hung around by the water long enough that they evolved to adapt to water life. Their nostrils moved to the top of their head, their arms and legs turned into fins and flippers. They basically returned to the sea, which was mind-blowing, was absolutely mind-blowing. To, like, I don't know why that never came up before. This was like college, by the way. This was college that I realized this. I don't know why this never came up in grade school or anything like that. And that just blows my mind. So I think about penguins. Penguins are birds that no longer fly. In, you know, give them another 100 million years, will they eventually, since they're really clumsy on land and just really are bad at traveling via land, will they turn into, like, the bird equivalent of what mammals are to us? you know, what mammals are, what ocean mammals are to you know, to us. Will they become an ocean bird? Like a fish? Essentially a fish. They're turning into fish is what I'm saying. Birdfish. Like, is that something that would happen? And that seems likely. Doesn't it? Are there already fish who have done that? Are there already birdfish? Like dinosaurs turned into birds. Are there birds that turned into fish that I don't know about? I know there's fish that can kind of fly when they jump out of the water. It's crazy. So that's what I think about when I see penguins. And of course, when I see sea lions and walruses, I think that they kind of resemble the halfway point between a dog, wolf, land mammal turning into a whale or a porpoise or you know, a dolphin or whatever is a good way. Birdfish. The flying fish. No, the flying fish was a fish. Started as a fish and still is a fish. It doesn't have lungs. It just wanted to jump out of the water more. So it developed sort of wing things, right? Like it wasn't a bird before, was it? Like fish have beaks. Fish share things in common with birds. Anyway, I'm losing my mind just thinking about it. So yeah, when I think about penguins, yes, they're cute and waddly and they slip and fall a lot. But that's what I think about when I look at penguins and see them zipping around underwater. I'm like, why don't you just like stay in the water all the time? Birds are stuck with the egg situation for now. Fish have eggs. Need air through shell. Can't be underwater. Well, that would just be something. Well, that's the thing. Birds were underwater creatures. And they came out onto land and stopped laying soft eggs and developed hard shells on their eggs. You know, are you backseat gaming penguins? Just stay under the water. Clearly, you're more powerful under there. You have more underwater XP. Just use that. So yeah, anyway, that's what I think about when I think of penguins. Another question from Javir. It might start to be ice cream time again. Look at the time. God, what happens to the time? It's already ice cream? Jeez. Trying to get stuff done here, and it's already half past ice cream. It might start to be ice cream time again. You'll have quite a few people arguing with you that year-round is ice cream time. Which types do you favor? Can you recommend any combination, or are you just a vanilla type? Are we still talking about ice cream? Also, are we talking ice cream, or HC Justin and Pause on Pause ice cream? No, the frozen dairy treat. I recently bought some ice cream, and it makes me feel bad, like physically, every time I eat it, so I try not to buy ice cream. I'm just not used to milk, like actual milk. No, I don't know. I mean, honestly, a strong choice for me is always a mint chip, just because ice cream is a dessert, and usually after I eat, I like to chew gum to freshen my breath. And hey, this is ice cream that freshens your breath. So mint chip is always a solution to that equation. I'm a fan of the caramels and the salted caramel situation. It's not as easy being gluten-free and whatnot. Cookie dough was one of my favorites, I remember growing up, but I can't do cookie dough anymore, obviously. Oh, we went to Dairy Queen when we went to the island when Fabe was in and an Asia code. What did I get? I probably got the Reese's peanut butter because the Reese's are gluten-free. Even though Dairy Queen, I'm sure, is a sketchy scenario since I'm sure there's cross-contamination and stuff going on there. But I was being part of the group, and we had to get Dairy Queen because Fabe from Germany never had Dairy Queen Blizzards. There's a brand, I don't remember what it is, that has gluten-free cookie dough ice cream. But yeah, no, I try my damnedest. I've failed a few times in the past few months, but I try my darndest not to have ice cream in my freezer. So I reserve it for, like, if I'm out, or if you're in one of these small touristy towns, they have little ice cream shops with X amount of flavors or whatever. So I should give those a shot instead, as a rare treat. Oh, there was a place in Illinois called Oberweis Dairy, and I always got the sundae that was like a caramel sundae, but instead of being like the pre-made, pre-mixed ice cream, it was like they took vanilla ice cream and added this, and you know, they made it. That was always good. That was always a good time. Let's see. It's Ben & Jerry's, I've been told via the chat that nobody watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast can see. Ben & Jerry's has a gluten-free chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. I never see it, though. Like, that would stand out to me. I never see it, though. But let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And ice creamness. We're in the land of ice cream. Look at all this ice and snow. That's not what makes ice cream, but indeed. Ben & Jerry's is expensive. I mean, I guess there's a reason for it, but like, supposed to be higher quality and whatnot, but yeah, I always avoid the expensive stuff. Maybe I should get the expensive stuff, because they come in the smaller tubs, so I won't be doubled over in stomach pain when I get a pint? Is that what they normally come in? A full on 2-liter jug of ice cream. Oh boy. Thank you very much, Dravir, for those donations and questions. Right along those lines, HimPivot asks, gluten-free items can very often be super disappointing, I find. What is one gluten-free variation of a food that you were really surprised about, good and or bad? I really like the corn-based pasta, spaghetti, and whatnot. So much so that I don't remember what wheat pasta tastes like anymore. It has a bit more of a snappy flavor to it, I feel. It's a lot heavier, though, too. Trying to think. Oh, you know what I was disappointed in is I've not found an English muffin that I like. The bagels are good, but for some reason, recreating the English muffin is beyond the gluten-free sciences of the time, of the current present tense. They're either too fluffy and bread-like that they're essentially hot dog buns, like two bottoms of a not hot dog, hamburger bun, or there's like nut-based ones that are too hard and nut-based. But yeah, I suppose it is the nooks and the crannies are a byproduct of the gluten, so those are difficult to reproduce. The Udis aren't horrible, says chat. No, I only recently saw those, like in the last year did the Udis at least come to my store, the English muffins. But those are the ones that are just fluffy hamburger buns, to me, is what they appear. They're just really soft and fluffy. And when I think of English muffin, I think of the, oh, what's the brand? I've forgotten the brand. I was obsessed. Maybe not obsessed. I just had like, that was one of the things I always got when I went to the grocery store, was down the bread aisle to the, Thomas, thank you, the Thomas English muffins aisle. Various varieties of the raisins or the wheat or this or that or the other. I always got the Thomas English muffins. Thomas's. Sorry, Thomas's. Thomas owns them. So, yeah, I've not found anything that recreates it. I prefer the nut gluten-free ones because they have that kind of same toughness to them. But if you over toast them, they become solidified to two toughness. But no, I'm trying to think. Anything I'm surprised by? I don't know that there was anything that I've like, this is gluten-free. Well, variations. You're talking about variations. I'm like thinking of foods that just happen to be gluten-free, so, but that could be anything. No, I can't specifically point out anything that says this is gluten-free, therefore better than the gluten variety of it. Like, gluten-free pancakes are good, but I don't feel like those far superior to their standard wheat-based pancake varieties. I'm like trying to think really hard, and it's just ending up with a lot of dead air. So we're going to go on to the next question, but thank you very much for that donation and question. Speaking of penguins, Xavier Penguin asks, on the topic of instant messaging, were we on the topic of instant messaging? On the topic of instant messaging, did you ever use ICQ or IRC? If you did use instant messaging as a young individual, what was your preferred IM program? My brain no worky that well. I was trying to think of this when you were talking. I definitely had an AOL Instant Messenger, or as the cool kids call it, AIM. I also did have, I think it was ICQ. I think it was an ICQ thing. I don't remember the name of the program. I probably just called it ICQ, even though that was not the name of the program. But I definitely had a not AOL messaging application at some juncture. Trillion, yeah, it must have been Trillion. That it's Lazy Daisy said that in chat, and I'm pretty sure that is what it was called, the program I used. Because it did everything. I don't remember why I had it, though. Like, why did I have that? I didn't know, like, I didn't have internet friends. The only people I knew were in real life friends, which I guess would be a reason to have a messaging thing. I only had dial-up internet. So it was kind of probably one of those things where I'll be online, let's chat between these hours. Wow, oh, yeah, no, I just have a really bad memory, I think. I must have been sick. Hey, that's what we call a comedic callback, kids. Learn more at your local library. What? Yeah, no, I don't like. Was it AIM where you can like meet random people? Wasn't it? Like find a person and start chatting with them randomly. Like it was like chat roulette, but without pictures and obscenity nudities and stuff. I don't think I ever like was in any, like it was always just, yeah, ASL. It was always just one-on-one chats. I never joined group chats or anything. That was probably too overwhelming for old socially anxious Kurt J. Mac. Omegle? No, that's too modern. Oh, that Omegle is a modern invention. If Omegle is what you remember, then you're a youngin'. Oh boy. But anyway, let's see. F.P. Becker asks, in relation to a question I answered in the last episode about my sock choices, why do some people think white socks are okay to wear? As a longtime white sock wearer of white socks, it's just the default, I think. It's just Gavelevi. What was that all about? I think it's just the default. They're the ones that come in the big 6-pack, get 2 free at Kohl's or whatever, and it's just the default for a lot of people. And it's all I ever got because it's like what my parents bought me when I was too young to shop for myself. So it was one of those things. I always thought that was the way it was. Same thing with the boxers and briefs. It's just the default. Everybody does that. Right? If no one sees your feet, does it matter what color your socks are? Usually, unless you're buying your pants way too long, you will end up seeing some sock between shoe and cuff of pant. And the sartorial rule is that, at least for menswear, your sock should match the color of your pant, so that in the event you're sitting down or whatever and your pant cuff rises up, it just extends to the color of your pant, which is why I buy blue socks, navy blue socks, because they match jeans that I'm most normally wearing. That's more of a dress pant, shoe, sock thing. If you're wearing like a suit or whatever, but it applies to the rest of life as well, I think. So yeah, that's why I'm on the navy. A good choice for a casual day-to-day wear with sneakers or whatever sock is gray, because it doesn't then matter what color pants you're wearing. A gray, a dark gray, not black. Wolfie, I'm looking at you. Not black sock. A gray is the color you should go with. And I have gone with, but I just decided to start getting navy for whatever reason. I honestly don't remember why I decided. Probably just because I'm wearing a lot of jeans. I should just get navy socks. Because you joined the Navy. That's right. In the Navy. Did I answer? I think I answered all the questions. And then some that I got today from those who donated to Direct Relief just before I started streaming and recording here. So I do appreciate that, and do appreciate those who can continue donating to Direct Relief at farlandsorbust.com. And then through there, there's a link that'll take you to Tiltify. Tiltify is essentially the tracking program system in between that we use to keep track of our goals and charity donations for Farlands or Bust, and that is much appreciated. When we raise $50,000 is when I'll finally press F3 to see how far we have traveled in the past 7+ years. Ooh, spooky footsteps. Probably a creeper. Silent. What is it, Wolfie? Indeed. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Sorry for maybe addressing the chat too much. Blame chat. But that's the side effect of doing a live Farlands or Bust. Thank you so much for watching, wherever you did or listening. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. It's been